Welcome back, viewers. Again, we are here with a very important topic that everyone seek for the success. But our topic and the discussion of the meeting will be like working hard, but the people is not getting success. So here is a Dr. Suresh Bansal will be giving a brief ideas as well as some motivation and as well as his experience on the topic. So could you please explain why the people is working hard but not getting success? Your
Yeah,
opinion, sir.
thank you, Sachin. Good afternoon, everyone. This is one of the very important topic. I think this concerns everyone from the childhood, adolescence, and even after placing oneself in the society and thereafter throughout our life. Many people they work hard and they ultimately they do not able to make success. There are very few people who will be more like rag to riches. But by and large, we have to put a lot of hard work. So the more important thing is whatsoever we put in the hard work, may it be time, money, or the efforts, there should be at least a fair amount of return. And if that is not there, then obviously we'll call it more like we are not very successful, or there is some sort of failure, or some sort of deficiencies. See, at one time there used to be the coal engine. In the coal engine, the input of energy, say 100%, the output of the benefit output of the coal engine used to be only 10%. So the work efficiency of the coal engine is 10%. So in our situation, all of us, we want how much the efforts which we have put in, and accordingly we want the output should also be good. But this is not the situation in good number of occasions or factors, maybe in the private sector, corporate sector, or maybe in the even in the government job. See, there was a time when we were saying that the intelligence is very important as far as the output is concerned. Thereafter came the emotional quotient. Emotions play a pivotal role more than intelligence, or maybe they are in hand. And then came a philosophy that the hard work is one of the very important thing which plays a key role in bringing out the success. But I will say that as far as the hard work is concerned, uh, we have to, I think, take all the things together. Hard work plus intelligence plus lot of emotional learning or emotional quotient to do something purposefully and nicely. And there may be many reasons. You see, as far as the liking is concerned, it's okay. But at the same time, so many time it happens. I'm sorry to say, but it's the reality that most of the parents they wish to fulfill their unfulfilled desire through their children. They are not opting the proper the talent with which they are vested with, the aptitude which is useful for them. They are not taking those things accounted for choosing the profession or doing a particular thing. So I think the individual liking is very important, and we must do the psychometric analysis in case it is feasible, possible. We must evaluate somebody's or everyone's whosoever is aspiring to get into a particular profession, aptitude, personality, and intelligence. So I'll give you one example. So I'm a doctor. Suppose if the doctor is not empathetic, there is going to be a problem. Or if the doctor is hostile, there is a problem. And so likewise, if there is a policeman who is docile and is too much emotional, he cannot implement this the rule of the land of the law. At the same time, I'll say those person who are having a lot of thoughts and there are lot of emotion. If there is a mismatch, and if they are just taken easily by the others, confronting or maybe the supervisor or maybe by the even the peer group friends, they are not able to stretch the time, but at the same time they are hesitating in saying the no. I think this is one of the very important things, and that's one of the factor in which we are just wanting to stretch 24 and more time, which is not possible. And in that situation, one must learn how to say no. So these are the various things which creates some sort of riders or creates in coming to not finding the success parallel to our hard work.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
Sachin.
actually, one more question I want to ask you, sir. So, do you think,
Yeah.
like, do you think like hard failure and success is connected with any destination? Some people convey that the failure and the success is one of a destiny in a human life.
Yeah. So this is one of the very important thing which you have asked. Sometime the aspect of the coin is that we say that we make our own destiny. See, the point is there has to be apart from two sides of the coin, there has to be a fair evaluation, self-evaluation, how much really hard work we are doing and in which perspective, in which direction, whether to our likings and to our capacity, and in which way. Are we a monotonous in doing the things? Because these are the important things. So I'll say, even if you are going to talk of something like destiny, I will not deny that. From my experience, whatever you said is well said. But still, I will say, in case you are going to do the things in the right perspective, in the right way, and taking all the variables accounted for, the destiny may play something like 10%. I will say the hard work, the emotional quotient, and aptitude, and of course, a realistic way of taking up the things is very important in harnessing the or converting the failure into success.
Okay, sir. One more question. Like everyone want to be success in their life.
Yeah.
So the other part, failure. So what are the factors that which causes the failure of human life, sir?
Yes. I think this is one of the very important aspect, because all of us, we are not when we come, we are not having physical power, mental power, money power, status, and so many things. Somebody is born in a low social economic condition, maybe in a developing country. There are somebody else, but they are ultimately after development. More important thing is the self-esteem, self-love, self-drive, and one has to know one's own worth, one's own weaknesses, strengths, because one of the very important thing is the low esteem. When there is a emotional fragility, there are challenged relations, or there is a misfit profession, there is a timidness or misery, or if the confidence level is low, and communication skills. I think this is one of the very important thing as far as the output is concerned, or the poor interpersonal communication or skills is one of the factors which can create problem. In case you are having better skills, you will come out with better outcome. In case you are having poor skills or some sort of innovation, some sort of personality problem, some sort of loss of initiative, there is an introversion, and you know the things, but you are not coming forward. So unless you see somebody is vested with so much, let's say I'm vested with money, I'm vested with the power, I'm vested with the wisdom, intellect, unless I use it, unless I transform it to the other side, maybe by virtue of verbal, written, or spoken words, the other person will not be able to know what I know. See, that's one of the important things. Somebody is having good skills, but unless this is put to action, is not going to be useful. And all these things happen by and creates some sort of poor decision, some conflict in the mind, or there are some long routes. Because I'm not saying that there are certain work assignments in which we have to take extra miles to go, or more, a long route. But at the same time, uh, one should check one's monotony of the work. And while doing, for example, if I'll say somebody is doing any work, and while doing the work day in and out, a year or 2 years or 10 years or 20 years, and just be in that a very monotonous type of working, why not to have the same work done in a different way, or maybe some sort of shortcuts. And for that, one has to have some sort of curiosity, and one has to have some sort of capabilities of accepting the risk, because that's important, and that's what is going to make you worth of it. Then we have to overlook again, because once one is self-centered, or is too much egoistic, or too much emotional, as I have said, that is going to cause failure. An obsessed person, this is again one of the important things. They are having closed mindset. They are having fixed mindset. They'll say, okay, I'm right, others are right. So whatsoever I have done is wonderful, and there is no need of grieving by anyone. And in case somebody does that, they are having some sort of a blame game. So I'll say obsession is one of the very important things in the present day world, on which we are thinking that whatsoever I have made, for example, a document, for example, some software program or app, or maybe I'm a doctor, I feel that I've treated a patient and nothing better can be done. I don't think this is the right type of thing. And that surely results in failure, because I have to see, because the science is progressing every day and night. Despite of my 52-year experience, I'll say there are younger doctors who are well vested with the younger persons who are coming out with a lot of newer technology, science, and hard work, and they are taking the things in a different way. So we have to accept all the factors putting together. Short of that, we are going to have failure. Yeah, Sachin, this is what I feel.
Yeah, so as we know that the success is not easy and not easy to get it to anyone life, sir. So, sir, what are the
Yeah.
measurement can be taken to improve the success, sir? As we cannot achieve the success, so
Yes.
we can improve the our measurements, okay, and we can try our level best. So, what are the measurements to improve our success, sir?
Yes. First of all, we should be very, very clear. We should be in actualization. I'll say, in case we want to fly high, that how much real power you are having in your wings. That's very important. Of course, one should be in the actualization situation, and one should see one's own socioeconomic conditions, environment, religion, and one's own placement as far as the health is concerned. And one has to be very smart in opting the things. Yeah, this is to be done. Of course, to a limited extent, the obsession is useful. Then one should be able to work differently, as I've told you. Time is one of the important things. One must focus the skill, and as I've said it, one must learn to say no. And it's not like that anyone comes to you and take you for granted. Creativity is one of the very important things, and sometimes you can use some of your this extracurricular activities in a different way, which is going to achieve the same target. So there should not be mindless repetition, not bad as perceived, dual proficiency and new strategies. Willing to take calculated risk is one of the very important thing, as I have already highlighted. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
proceed ahead.
So, as you said that, sir, calculated risk, sir. So, do we have some, like, as you said that in the failure, what are the factors in the failure? You said that you have to avoid the risk as well as
Yeah.
willing to take the calculated risk, sir. So, could you please give some brief idea about those two terms, sir? Like avoid the risk and willing to take some calculated risk, sir. So, how we measure that?
Yeah, you are right. You are right. Calculated risk means when one is having the capacities and capabilities, but because of some sort of inhibitions around, because inhibitions are always there. There may be from the self-owned decisive inhibitions, or there are inhibitions which is by virtue of the peer group or competition, or there is some sort of fear in the mind that, for example, if I'm a doctor, I feel that I will not like to do practice. I'm not going to do surgery, because why? There is a consumer act. Somebody is going to put me behind bars. Somebody is going to. So, but in that situation, in case I do not take the my profession forward, going to take some risk, but because I know my capabilities. So knowing one's capabilities, initiative, drive, and courage, one should come forward, and one should, of course, take account all those factors which is going to create some sort of problems in taking the extra step, but at the same time movement toward that direction is useful. I think without taking that, no one can come forward. Let's talk of, as far as our coming to this earth is concerned, in the way the things are going, in the way the science is burgeoning every day in all the fields of life. So all this is happening by virtue of the great minds in the world, because they are taking a lot of initiative, they are taking a lot of risk. They are, let's say, persons who are going toward the other planets, or a person who are doing maybe doing oceanography, or maybe doing so many other type of risks. Only then we'll be able to know the detail of the nature, the detail of our own work, the detail in the way the other people are able to come forward. So this can be a individual calculated risk. This can be a team calculated risk. This can be uniformal calculated risk, maybe taking up some sort of new assignment. I think this is very important in any profession, and this is going to bring some lauders.
Yes, sir. So nowadays in our day-to-day life, the people think they get a failure and they just attend some unwanted action on their life, sir. So could you please give some brief advice to our viewers, sir, how they can segregate the failure as well as the success, and what are the advice that you want to give, sir, at the final stage now, sir?
Yes, my dear friends, I will say that each one of you, you're full of knowledge, you're full of power. You are universe in your own self. It's the only matter is that you have to sit down, think, and come out with your best. Everyone can do anything. This is what I feel. But at the same time, we have to see our limitations. Obviously, a pigeon cannot fly at the height of the eel. So we have to have our reality. But at the same time, uh, having self-belief, self-love, and courage, and initiative, and other things with a clear mindset that what are my choices. So one should move ahead in that direction, should develop some sort of passion, compassion, and go ahead. So improving self-esteem or self-love is very, very important. Confidence is again very good. Develop skills, communication in the way I have told you. One must come forward. One must speak, and speak. Speak some sense. Speak with a lot of prosody of the voice, a lot of variation, meaningful speech, and you should be able to communicate on the other side. And speak nicely. I'll say in the slide presentation, so many times I've seen the word conferences, the slide is full of text. No, it's not right. It should be only 7 or 8 lines. It should be nicely expressed, not in a low volume as far as the speech is concerned, because the other side who is listening, he will not be able to listen. So you should be presentable as far as the communication is concerned, and you must develop as far as the outcome is concerned, interpersonal relation, because this is very good as far as your skill is concerned, or this group skill is concerned. Another important thing is the be realistic, accept your limitation, and that's very important. And you must continue improving upon your limitations. You can, everyone can. I mean, it's not like that in case I'm a doctor, and especially I'll say I'll applaud whatsoever is happening in the developing countries, because as far as those countries are concerned, one can shift depending upon the knowledge or the wisdom one really have. They can shift from one profession to another profession, and why not? In case we are going to have a multidisciplinary knowledge, this is going to be useful. I always say that a person who is going to opt one profession and ultimately by virtue of some known and unknown reasons, or maybe some financial gains, make a vertical shift, it's always going to matter the previous profession in the next profession. So that's also important. Keep on moving, keep on becoming vigilant, and knowing your limitations. Develop a good attitude of your good performance. And this is what I feel. All of us, we should do it. All of us, we should embrace it rather than getting more like in our own cocoon, or sitting as a couch potato, doing self-blame. No, I'm not of worth. I'm not going to be success. No, you can. Everyone can. You have to come out. You cannot be just like a plant. You have to be like a tree. You have to be like a mountain. So the things are going to be slowly going to be useful. In case you, let's say, start your movement from 10%. In case you are not able to make 100%, in case you are able to make from 10 to 20 or 30 or 40%, I think this is a good movement. We must try rather than self-blame. This is the advice I like to give to all my colleagues, friends.
Thank you for your good advice and the good explanation on the topic, sir. Yeah. So anything else, sir, would you like to convey here, sir?
No. But this is what I feel. I think this is one of the important thing which affects everyone. I think this has affected me also. Why not? Suppose if I'll say I'm giving to my patient 1 hour. Okay, so the patient will be very happy, and there are a lot of queries. They are answered, and if those queries are new queries will come. And suppose if I give another 1 hour to the patient, it's a never-ending game. So I have to give the patient the due time in the right way, in the right perspective, so that both the sides make something good out of it. So the same thing can be said, because there are certain diseases as far as my specialty is concerned. Patient keep on repeating the things. That's not done. You have listened it, you have registered it, you are going to talk about those things, but that's the patient perspective. So I like to say that you must use your time purposefully, very carefully. Your whatsoever you are vested with, your time, your money, your the skills, your relations, your the conversation, your communication skills. So you must use in the best possible way.
Thank you, sir, once again. So see you then, sir,
Thank you.
in the next video.
Thank you. All the best, viewers, and all the very best.